Hi everybody, it's Liz here with the 10-Minute Tutor, and today we are looking at worksheet or printout A3.
You'll find the worksheet for this video in the description below.
And do you know what? It is also our first ever tutorial on punctuation and grammar. Now, I'm guessing there's a few of you out there who aren't really sure what punctuation and grammar is. So let me tell you. Punctuation is all those little symbols that appear on your work when you're writing. It also includes using capital letters at the beginning of sentences and for important words, but also full stops and commas and talking marks and all those things. So that's punctuation, all those little squiggly symbols that go in and around your writing and for when you're reading. Now, grammar is the set of rules that makes the English language make sense. So you can speak goodera or you can speak well. You can sort of see what I mean? So grammar is about making the English language make sense in verbal form when you're speaking, in writing form when you're writing, and of course when you're reading, it helps you to make sense of what you're reading. So we're going to focus on that. Now I'm guessing you're thinking, oh no, I'm really not that interested in punctuation and grammar. And you know what? I can understand, because when you're somebody who's struggled to read, the last thing you want to do is have to focus on something else as well as just the words. But look, I've made this as simple as possible. And again, we build up. So you're going to enjoy it. I guarantee it. Now listen, let's start at the beginning. Today, we're going to be looking at capital letters as part of our punctuation. Now, capital letters, let me show you some first. I'm going to put my hand out and my letters are going to magically appear. Can you see A, B, C, D, E, and F? Do you know at the bottom of those letters, they all sit on the line. At the top of those letters, they all have the same height. That's the thing about capital letters. They all have the same height. Okay, they don't go up and down like the lowercase letters. Capital letters all have the same height. So that's a very good clue to know which ones they are. Now, on your sheet, I've got the capital letters written and they're there for you to see, and they're not too tricky. Underneath that, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what they're used for. So for example, your name starts with a capital letter. My name, Liz, starts with a capital L. And you can see it here, Liz, L-I-Z. Because I have a name, I have to have a capital letter to start with, and so do you. So let's look at some names on our sheet. We've got Ben, has a capital B. We've got Sam, capital S. We've got Meg, capital M. We've got Bill, capital B. We've got Eula, capital Y. We've got Jill, capital J. Now the next one says Superman. Superman has a capital S because that's the name of the superhero. Now, Superman in the films is actually a reporter who works for a newspaper, which is how he knows about all the stories that are breaking around the city. And his name is Clark Kent. Now, it's got Mr. Clark Kent because Mr. has a capital letter as well. So if you have a teacher at school or somebody in your workplace who likes to be called Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. or Master, then you'll know that they need to have a capital letter at the beginning of that. All right, now capital letters aren't just used for names. They're also used for other things. But there's a pretty simple way of remembering it. So think of it like this. Capital letters are used for important places. They're used for things and they're used for events. So let me just go over that again. Important places, important things, and important events. And of course, you and your name and your teacher's names and any other names that you know of always start with capital letters. All right, let's have a look at some of the things that we know that can start with capital letters. They're actually on your sheet. The first one is the word Australia. Australia starts with a capital A. A for Australia. It's the name of a country. It's the name of a country. It needs a capital letter. The next one is England. England has a capital E because it's the name of a country. Now, the next word I've chosen is the Christian celebration, which is Christmas. Christmas has a capital C. You can see here. It's the name of an important celebration. So capital C. Think important. If you think important, it kind of covers most things that have a capital. All right, what about Parliament House? It's the name of a significant landmark, building or feature. It's important to a country, maybe more important to some than others, but Parliament House has a capital P and a capital H. Now, we've also got the celebration known as May Day. Now, that's a celebration that's celebrated quite extensively throughout the world. So, May Day, an important celebration, has the capital M and a capital D. Let's keep going. Now, what about a special or important sporting event? Now, I've chosen for my sheet the London Marathon. So have a look at that. London Marathon. That is the name of a special sporting event. It raises lots and lots of money for charity. People train hard for it. It's an important event. Now, the next one along in your list, you may not know what that word is. It actually says Uluru. Uluru is the Aboriginal name for Ayers Rock, which is that amazing monolith which stands in the centre of Australia, which is Australia is renowned for it. So Uluru, it's an Aboriginal word, but it's a special thing. So it gets a capital letter. All right, there's another one. The next word is I. Do you know whenever you're writing and you're talking about I did this or I did that or I went here or I read that, your name is referring to you and straight away it has a capital. So capital I is talking about you. You always need a capital for yourself because you are important. Now, the next one I've got on the list is the Opera House. Let's look at that. The Opera House. Now, I've given the a capital letter, opera a capital letter, and house a capital letter. So there you go, the Opera House. To me, all special and important. You could just say Opera House and have a capital O and capital H, but in my example, I've given it a capital T for the as well. Now, there is another celebration we have after the end of every year in every different country, and that is New Year. So N and Y has a capital N and a capital Y because it is a special event. All right, so think important, think special. All right, now what are some of the other things that you need to remember that capital letters are used for? Let me give you some more examples. Now, if you keep remembering special or important, it kind of just is a bit more like common sense. So if you're not sure, it's better to give it a capital, I think, than not. So here are some other things. What about the days of the week? All right, let's look at them. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday. All of those names of the days of the week have capital letters. All right, what else is there? There are the months of the year. Months of the year all have capital letters because they are the names of the months of the year. Now, let's also think of some other things that are around us every day. Things like our street names. Do you know what? Some street names are all capitals. It actually makes them quite hard for some people to read because, again, all the letters are the same height, which means sometimes you just look at them and they're just all symbols that join together. But street names tend to be all capitals. Have a look at your street name and see what it is, but generally they're capitals. Now we've got places like schools and our workplace tend to start with capital letters. Things like book names start with capital letters. Restaurants. Next time you're walking around your shopping centre, have a look at the restaurant names and the shop names and see if they start with a capital letter. TV shows, capital letters. I'm not sure if they're special or important, but I guess they are to somebody who likes to watch them, so they get a capital letter, generally when we're writing about them. Now, basically, anything important or special gets a capital letter. But do you know what doesn't? And as a child, and even today, this still trips me up all the time. The seasons of the year. I'm talking winter, spring, summer, and autumn do not have capital letters. That's the seasons of the year do not have capital letters. So that one will try and trick you. But I think I've given you a pretty good overview, and we're going to do quite a lot more on when we use capital letters and when we don't. But I think to get started, that's probably a great place to start. So I hope that's really helped you. And you know what? You've just had a punctuation lesson, and it wasn't that bad, was it? I bet it wasn't. So well done. Can't wait to see you next time, and looking forward to showing you and telling you and teaching you a little bit more about capital letters. So have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share this video. Now you have watched A3, your next video will be A4.